Hey, you know how we do it. Welcome to another episode of Pierre's Panic Room. And you know we always have fire guests, and this week ain't no different. So sit back, relax. She coming in a second, but let me go and do my thing. So this is the viewer comments I always say, because you know y'all leave all kind of comments, and these are comments that my crew gets for me, and I got to read them and stuff. So let's go with it. And before I start, thank you so much for supporting this the show, man. When I'm down the street walking around, y'all tell me y'all love the show. Remember, it's Pierre's Panic Room. Don't be saying I love you in the Panic Room. No, it's Pierre's Panic Room. My name got to be mentioned first, but I don't even hear you. Okay. You say, I like your Pierre's Panic Room. I'm like, no idea what that is. It's Pierre's Panic Room, all right? All right, I appreciate it. All right, so let's start it off by some viewers. Okay, this is from, this is when I did my demo for my, the renovation for my father's house. Kwani Beat says, loving the process, hooking your father's house up. And you always been funny too. Kwani, I appreciate it. Kwani Beats, I appreciate that, man. Or young lady, I don't know what Kwani is, but whatever it is, I appreciate it. You're a fan and I appreciate that. All right, Juice Planet says, fence tall as fuck. Really? Okay. Did you check with the county first or Google it? Really? That's what we're doing? You're not gonna just enjoy my damn, my fence? You're gonna talk about, trust me, brother. Unless you're a snitch, you probably a fence snitcher too, boy. You like a fence snitcher. That's one person right there. All right, Mr. Rabbit and Company says, yo, big bruh, you were very inspirational. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, man. I couldn't do it with a lot of people, man, around me. Trust me. My inspiration comes from people around me who keep pushing me. So I think I inspire you because I've been inspired by my friends and people who support me. So thank y'all so much. Keep the comments coming. I'm going to read them, and you know what? And this week it's been pretty nice. You know, sometimes y'all be dogging the hell out of a brother. All right, y'all. I'm excited. Got this young lady. I finally cornered this young lady, man. Good Lord, y'all. It's so funny. Like, sometimes you don't know about a person until, you see them around. I see her a lot of times in Hollywood. We run into each other, always love. But until I had to do the research with my crew, I was like, damn, this girl has done a whole bunch of things. I'm so whack, I didn't even know she was the person on Living Single, the dancer in the intro, man. But we're going to talk about all that. Give it up for the one and only and the lovely Miss Big Leg. In the house, good Lord. And still looking young, and still looking good.
Listen, I keep telling everybody, right, I'm trying to put my foot on Father Time's neck and keep Mother Nature in a headlock.
You're doing it.
You know how we do.
Look at you flying flat and fancy. Look at you.
You got to stay ready. You can't get ready. You got to stay ready.
I'm excited about having you. I really am. I truly am. You're a good person. Let me tell you, I'm telling everybody, she's a good person. There's been a lot of good people, but when I see her, she's always showing love, man. So I really want to thank you for that. That's why I really was excited about having you on my show.
And can I say I'm so happy for you because we've been friends like almost 30 years, even though we're like 27, but before life and in the and I'm so proud of you and your journey and all that you've been doing.
Thank you.
So congratulations.
Thank you. Well, we know it's funny when people call me an OG. I be feeling it feels weird, but I'm like, and I hate when the young boys tell me, you're OG. I'm like, nigga, I'm hollering at the same girls you hollering at.
Oh, hello.
Okay. I got the J still. Okay, I ain't that old, nigga. Okay.
There you go.
But all right, so let's start it off. Your life. You're from New York, right?
I'm from Queens, New York, East Elmhurst, Jackson Heights. I grew up with like Kid and Play, DJ Wiz, Positive K, and I graduated together from high school.
Right, I heard that.
We've all literally grew up on the handball courts, playing the jams and whatever. When like Kid and Play, we're in that group, the Super Lover MCs. Like they're my sister's age, but we all, since we were kids, so Herbie Lovebug, everybody.
Wow.
All of us.
So what was the structure of your home? Like, did you have sisters, brothers, mother, father in the house at the same time?
I have an older sister. We're 4 years apart. Okay. Of course, obviously, my parents started off married, and then I think after like 13 years, they got divorced. And so we literally only moved like 3 blocks away from my father's house. So I got to see him all the time.
How old were you when they got the divorce?
I was 2, so I made my sister 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you remember everything, like, my father, unfortunately, rest in peace, but was very violent, alcoholism got into him, it was one of those things, and I remember the day before we left, like it was just crazy. I remember him putting hands on my mom. My mother still has this hot water bottle that she had still in the house that she had to use, Wow. I can't even tell all her business, but this is the family structure,
Now let me ask you, we're gonna go further and come right back. being in relationships, have you ever been, I'm saying, but like seen that traits of that in a man and say, you know what, my father did that, I better back up. Or you know what I'm saying? Did you ever been around a relationship like that?
No.
No?
I think even though I was close to both my parents, I've never wanted a man like my father, but I don't have those daddy issues because my father and I were really, really close.
Monique. Go ahead.
That's your friend.
Right. Go ahead.
You know, but I've never wanted a man like my father, even though I have the utmost respect for him and stuff. But my father was a little antiquated, you know what I mean, in regards to old school ways. He had like a 8th grade education, so even though he worked as in the steel mill and stuff like that, my mother was like the one, you know, that I saw her go through nursing school, raised both me and my sister, went to get her master's, all these things. And so that to me is what I actually look for in a man, is somebody who is there to take care of their family, somebody who does what it takes, somebody who's respectful, you know what I mean?
Nice. Now, are your families, because I know a lot of times in New York, a lot of people are like from Jamaica. Are you a regular black American?
Everybody thinks I'm from the island.
Yeah.
My family's from Augusta, Georgia, and I'm born and raised in New York City.
Wow. Okay. Wow. No, that's interesting. Okay. So I'm interested. So you grew up in let's say the 80s. You were, early 80s, like that. Because my point is, did you remember? Only thing I know about Queens, I hate to say it, is, well, I know there were some rappers, but the Supreme Team. Was you around that time?
Of course.
Really?
Yes, all of them. The Disco Twins, that definitely was my era, the birth of hip hop. There was USA Roller Skating Rink, and if you lived in Queens, I never partied in Queens. It's like you would dip to the city. So I'm part of the New York City era where the graffitis were all over the train. The Israelites were like on 42nd Street preaching. The break dancers were doing their thing, and so all the MCs, the late night jams, plugging into the lamppost and all that stuff. That's my era.
But I don't mean that's I mean the gangster Supreme Team.
Oh, well.
Those boys, you were talking about some dancers. They were firing off, pop, pop, pop. So I remember reading that kind of stuff.
Well, I knew of them, but that wasn't my life. Like, I was a chick who was in Brownies and Girl Scouts for 7 years. And like in gymnastics for like 100 years. So my mother kept me, other than the handball court, I was really structured life. So
were you a tomboy?
Absolutely. That's how I got into gymnastics. It's like I hung out with a bunch of boys. I'm still a tomboy, and if you ever look at my IG page, I'm climbing on ropes and jumping off of shit all the time.
I've seen that.
And my that's how I got into gymnastics. Is that would tear stuff up around the house. I was climbing trees. My mother put me in a trampoline class. The guy was like, "She's really good. She needs to go to the other Y for the gymnastic team." And within a year, I was competing in national competitions. So
now, we keep it real on this show. You've always had a fine, structured body.
Thank you.
How did you avoid not pregnancy or getting niggas hooked up on you? Because at 13, 14, if you were gymnastic and the way you was built, how did you not get caught up in it? Is it,
Listen, I was wearing...
I'd holler at you at my age now, shit, okay? I'm like, what's that 17-year-old girl right there?
Listen, I was wearing a bra in like the 3rd grade.
Yeah, okay.
So I was traumatized. Like, guys would like pull my bra strap and call me bubonic boobs. And then being like the tallest gymnast or the tallest girl in the class. You know how they used to line you up and you'd be like the back of the line. And same thing in gymnastics. I was the only black girl. I was the biggest black girl. And so when your body is on display, literally my whole life has been spent in a leotard on a balance beam. But believe it or not, I was really shy about my body. I didn't take a t-shirt off at the beach until I was like a senior in college.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You was hiding all them goodies, girl?
I was hiding all, because somebody called me like a linebacker and like more muscles than me. And so I got really like self-conscious about it. And so I remember being at a Greek picnic at Jones Beach in Queens.
Sure.
And one of the guys was like, it was so hot I had to take my shirt off. They were like, "Damn, you look good." And then you can't keep clothes on me now.
I love it. I love you went from shy to fuck that. Look at this. It's on display, but back up. You can look, but don't touch. Nice. Nice. Okay, so like you said, you went to school with some people just rattle off. Like, how was it going to school? Like, or being in an area with like Kwame, I think Kwame you went to school with? Kwame, you talking about Kid and Play, Positive K. He's a comedian now. He wants to be. He used to do a comedy. I don't know what the hell wrong with you rappers want to do comedy all the time. Okay, T.I. and the rest of y'all. But how was it? Did you? How can I say it? Was it like because I remember when I first came to California in the 90s, the vibe was great. All the actors and comedians hung out and it was fun. We kind of cheered each other on, like, could see somebody doing something. Was that the same thing when you're growing up in Queens? You see people rapping and say like, "Go ahead." Was it animosity? Was it cool? Was y'all trying to be together?
No,
like,
no, it was all love, like seriously, because we all knew each other, and then everybody would hop the train and go like, because there was so many performances at Latin Quarter or, you know, Skate Key or wherever, so we'd see each other and mix in with the other boroughs and all that other stuff. So, but we all went to the same schools, the same high schools. So, I mean, I lived not too far from Nas and the projects over there in Long Island City and in Queensbridge and all that stuff. So everybody was around each other all the time. And then, you know, it was all about the Lee jeans, the name belt, the members only jacket, the button-up Izod's, like the fresh, the style, the sheepskin coats, the name rings, like all of that stuff was everybody being fresh in the hallways at school. You had your crew, right? It was all about a crew back then, so.
But they always act like Harlem was a fashion joint. So what was with New York? Was y'all following Harlem? Was Harlem really the fly dudes and girls?
But see, Harlem was dope. You know, and I think they probably rocked their minks and their furs more than we did. Like we probably would, everybody was doing sheepskins and leathers, bomber jackets. But I think really it was Uptown Harlem where they would really come in with like the mink and the fox and the gangsters and all. Like they were really, really doing it. And then all the gangsters in Queens and stuff would come later on with like all the fur.
Did you, I felt were you sheltered a little bit or not really?
No, not at all.
Not at all. So you was out there with them in all the situations. So you would go do dance, because I have a friend of mine, good friend of mine, he used to be a part of a dance crew back before your time, he said, back like maybe like he danced in the 80s. So you might came more in the 90s. And he was telling me that they would have like ciphers and go to like shows and stuff. They actually do crews against each other. Did you ever get into a dance crew, or were you?
No. Even though like I was a latchkey kid, right? So when you're in New York and you're a latchkey kid, that means you take the train, the bus, you cooking your own food and you doing everything probably at the age of like 7. So all that independent stuff really is happening because your parents are working 2 jobs.
True that. I get it.
If you come from a single parent home, then your mom is doing 2 jobs and like calling in or got the neighbors looking in on you. So, and even though I was structured with gymnastics and in school, I still was able to bounce around and, you know, as long as I didn't get into trouble, I was good. But as far as like a dance crew, what people don't know is that my dance background is not trained. The only thing that I'm trained in really is gymnastics. So everything about me is gymnastics first, dance is second. So I never even got into a crew, but I discovered, like, of course, obviously hip hop and being around and seeing Crazy Legs and Mr. Wiggles and everybody, you know, breakdancing and stuff. But when house music started to come around and then, you know, house music for me.
I love house music too.
No, like that's it.
Really?
So I'm a house dancer first, then I'm a hip hop dancer.
What's it? Rock your body, shock your body, whatever.
Move, jack your body.
Jack your body, my bad. Rocking, shocking, I'm like, oh, jack. I said jack your body. There you go. Hell yeah. Okay.
Your body. Yeah.
Okay.
But even younger, like because you were at the roller skating rinks, you'd watch everybody battle, and so I was still a little intimidated then because I was a little younger. That was probably like 7th, 8th, 9th grade for me.
Okay.
But I like got the feels, but I never saw girls. So it wasn't until like you started going into house music and some of the other hip hop clubs that like I started to see maybe a couple of girls who were doing some of the popping and the locking. But it was when house music, there were girls like Marjorie Smart, Hi-Hat, who's Missy's choreographer, like we all came up together and we suddenly just like would battle in the circles. And then I realized nobody was doing gymnastics. Nobody would flip, not even the guys. So then I started flipping on that ass.
Really?
And then it was just like, yo, who's that?
Right.
And then that's how work started for me. But this wasn't really until it was early 90s, and then all the discovery came kind of like after college.
Okay. So you say after college. So you went to a college, predominantly white college, right? Am I mistaken?
Yeah, Springfield College.
Right, and you were on the gymnastic team and pretty much the only black girl on the gymnastic team? Or was another one?
I was on a full gymnastics scholarship. I got into a 5-year master's program for sports medicine and physiology. But I was the only black girl in the region, in the state, doing gymnastics. Even growing up in YMCA, there might have been 1 or 2 other black girls, but it was not a black or Latino sport at all. So I was like the only face that you saw, and maybe another girl, Jody Brockington, who was another black girl that we would compete against each other, but everybody didn't look like.
So you was only chocolate chip. They're like, who that chocolate chip out there? White women, go girl, you're on our team, fabulous. So now, we have a chance of winning.
So imagine the pressure, right? Thick thighs, nappy hair, being the biggest and the tallest. So you really got to kind of show and prove. And I was considered what you would call a power gymnast. So like a power tumbler, power vaulter, just really fast, sprinting, really big height, like all the typical.
Is that what Simone Biles? Is she powerful?
She's petite, but she is a power gymnast.
Okay.
When you see her fly through the air and you get exceptionally high, yeah.
Is it just black people just more gifted? Because when I
Yes.
see I was
Yes.
trying to move it slowly, but damn that,
Yes.
damn right. Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Because you see, we take everything, regardless of whether it's music, skateboarding, ice hockey,
golf, anything, tennis. Yeah, it's real.
We take it and we take it to the next level. Finesse it, add speed to it, train harder, work harder, because we also feel under the microscope of having to prove our shit, right?
That's
because
real.
especially if it's a predominantly white sport that
Sure.
they don't want to let you in, or the crowd lets you know that you shouldn't be here, then you're gonna
What you mean?
to,
What you mean? They would
well,
let you
you
in?
know, like when the guy who was
nigger,
playing,
they yell out shit like that.
you've heard, come on.
I've been kind of,
Even
I'm
as
hit
a
hole.
fan, though, but
Nig-
you hear or you've seen on the news where they're playing ice hockey or
sure.
something else, and they're like, "Get out of here," whatever, until you start winning, and then you become like, "All right, you a good nigga.
Oh,
you can
wow.
stay."
I didn't know.
You know?
Right,
Even
right,
Springfield
right.
College was like that for me, because I came in on a gymnastics scholarship. I had the predominantly white people there approached me differently because I already had a green card coming in, you know. But there were also people who were from New England, from Maine and Vermont, who were never around black people. So once the alcohol kicks in, they're either, "Oh, I want to touch your skin. Oh, you're so beautiful."
And
or
hair.
Yeah, or in hair, or it's nigga, get out of here. So I had both a best work, not the best of both worlds,
the
but I
worst,
really was treated differently.
Right.
Was looked at as the good.
How were your team towards you? Were they rallied around you, or them white
Listen,
folks didn't give them?
My junior high school team, my elementary school team, my gymnastic college team are probably more like family to me than my family.
Wow.
Since I was 9 or 10, so I lost my period with these girls,
Right.
my virginity with these girls. Like
A white boy?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
A lot of white people around you.
No, let's not get twisted. I've dipped into the white
Ooh,
pool
you
before.
dip.
I did.
Big legs got a little bit, the big dipper.
I did.
All right.
But no. But
Blink.
yeah, but they're like family, and they've never made me feel any different.
Cool.
And we're still best friends until this day.
Why do you think that there's not that many black gymnasts? Is it because it's too expensive of a sport
Yeah,
or
it's
something?
exactly it. It's
That's
an
what it
expensive
is.
sport. It really is. You know.
Because when we get in there, we kill it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we kill it.
Like, think about it. When you see the kids in the hood who've been like flipping on the mattresses in the alley,
Right.
they're really exceptional. When you look at the video footage now from all the people in Africa, and they're doing flips,
Sure.
and they're really exceptional, doing doubles and triples. Now imagine if you put them on a spring floor and give them structure. They're wiping everybody out.
Sure. I thought about that when I used to play basketball in the hood in like trash crates and shit, and then put them on a pole or something like that. And once you get a real court, that ain't nothing. I'm trying to get into a round ball into a square milk cart. You know what I'm saying? Now it's round and round. It's easier, so I can see why that. Niggas don't know how to put up 10 feet. They put it 12 feet. Like, nigga, really? And you still dunking at 12 feet. So by the time you get to a regular court,
Right.
So I feel you on that. What's one more gymnastic question? So you went to. Did you ever think about taking it further, like to the Olympics or something like that?
Well, I mean, of course, I thought about it, but my skills were like, where the buck stops. But yeah, so by the time I finished college, I was doing double backs, double fulls, but they were already on to like falling back out and all these other tricks that I didn't master. And you can only compete for 4 years. But I was already, like, music videos had started coming out, and I already, like, sophomore year was looking at like Paula Abdul and Vanessa Williams and Janet Jackson going, I could do that, that's what I want to do. So I ended up opting out my 5th year of not getting my master's. I got my bachelor's because I was like, I'm going to Broadway, I'm going to dance, I need to do music videos. And literally my first audition I booked and was working ever since.
Really, that is dope. Is all out though. The first shit. I didn't get my first audition. Y'all saw Baby Boy. I wasn't in it.
Oh,
I auditioned.
Was that your first audition?
Yeah, my first audition.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I lost to Ricky Harris. Rest in peace. I remember. I'm from DC, from the East Coast, and there was something. The line said, I came out of inner county, and it was the county jail. I kept saying inner county. I'm thinking of county. Like, I'm from PG County. I'm like inner county from the county. I didn't get it. I was like, what do you mean inner county? And that one little word, the two little words together from inner county, got out of inner county, whatever it was. I couldn't get it. It's just messing my mind up for the audition. I remember Robbie Reed was doing famous casting director out here. And I was just like, I get in that room. The inner county was a word. I just didn't know what it meant. I was like, you should come out inner county. Again, it was the county jail. And I was thinking this county, whatever.
Is that the one that stings for you, like the audition you didn't get? Like, is that the one?
No.
Okay.
I told the story. I'll make it small quickly. The one that probably stings the most was I auditioned for a movie called Jackie Brown. Quentin Tarantino did it.
Of course, Pam Grier.
And I killed the audition. I mean, I killed it. Me and what's his name, Quentin Tarantino were going the lines over. You know, he was directing an audition, and I had a fake cigarette. I remember a fake joint. He took it out of my hand. We talked. He said, "Let me get that. Let me smoke it. Let me hit that a little bit." I gave it to him. You know, white chalky lips and shit on the corner. He's smoking. They handed it back to me in the middle of the scene. I was like, I was to hold on to this motherfucker while we talk. So yeah, what you say? Yeah, what you say? And I remember, you know, you do the lines. You know, they give you what's called a size. It's a little small scene. And I was doing the lines, and I had, I think, one nigga was in it. One nigga, this motherfucker, nigga, you do the nigga. I'm thinking, you know, a lot more niggas than us on the script, motherfucker. Okay?
Right.
Because he was more ad-libbing the scene, you know, whatever. And they said, you got it. A lady named Jackie Brown Carmen, she was a cast director. Yeah, remember, she was a cast director, and she's like, I think he got it. She called my manager at the time. I think he got it. He killed it. Blah, blah. When he left the room, they was all he should get it. Blah, blah, blah. About 2 weeks later, I ran into Gabe Castris on the flight back. He was on a flight somewhere, and he was just finished Buffalo Soldiers. And in Arizona, and making a long story short, I said, yo, you should audition for the movie. He said, you mean the one with De Niro, Sam Jackson, Chris Tucker? I'm like, no, I don't remember Chris Tucker, you know. I couldn't think of no other role he had.
Yeah.
And I called my agent, and he said back, he called me and said, yeah, man, I didn't want to tell you while you're on the road doing comedy that, they went with Chris. He just wanted the role and shit. He wanted to work with Sam Jackson and De Niro, because, you know, he was hot at the time, big.
Course,
he had made Money Talks. I think, damn near, I don't think he did Rush Hour, but right before that, he was huge. He didn't need that little ass couple scenes, but Big Bang takes Little Bang. And that's the audition, I think. Fuck! I was close to having it, so yeah. Did you ever audition for something you know, here comes
Two
Sting.
things.
Let's go with the Sting.
One was for New York Undercover.
Okay, I remember
I
that,
got booked. I got the contract to be Malik Yoba's wife for the
see that.
series.
I can see that.
Literally got it.
Okay.
Signed it and everything. The day before the table read, I get a call from my agent who says they're going with somebody else. The day before the table read.
No, ma'am.
I was crushed out of nobody's
No, ma'am.
Yeah, that. And then when I did not get.
They can do that. I mean, I guess they can do that.
Yeah, they can do whatever they want. But they did it, and I just was like, what are you kidding? Like, I was ready.
Right.
And that's probably one of the things that made me just be like, don't say nothing to nobody till it hits air and the check clears in the bank.
They cut you out too sometimes.
For real.
Right, go ahead.
That and then Living Color. I auditioned for Living Color, and it was a huge audition at the Palladium in New York City. I'm doing all these backflips, doing the choreography, hitting it. Everybody's like, yeah. So the Channel 5 News has got me on camera,
Yeah, sure.
doing interviews and stuff. Rosie Perez pulls me to the side. She's like, well, can you lose 10 pounds? I was like, wait, what? And now, mind you, I'm in my prime. I'm fit.
How much were you weighing back then?
I probably was like 140. I've always been like 140, 150. But I had
Big for Hollywood, girl. Big for Hollywood.
But I've always.
Ooh, child. That's cool around the way, but goddamn Hollywood, they want you about 100 pounds in this bitch.
Yeah, man.
But go ahead.
And I had like barely 10% body fat.
Right.
I'm just coming off of like college, so I was in great shape. And they were like, nope. But what I come to find out is that they already knew who they wanted. Like, I'm working on a documentary and stuff now, a dance documentary, and so I had to interview Josie Harris, who became a Fly Girl.
Okay.
Josie already knew, because they had called her before the actual big audition to tell her, we want you for the show, we just need you to come audition. So they knew that they wanted.
They do that sometimes. Yeah. They know who they want. And you still bring. Well, I heard they do that because in case that person that they want is not successful. Because I did that with Friday. Next Friday, I heard Mike Epps got the part, and I was like, okay, whatever. And they sent me a script. Come on, you want to read us? I'm not reading something that Mike Epps already done. I'm not about to read this whole script and then, go get the sides and then go for it. They're like, no, we haven't made a decision yet. I was like, I heard Mike Epps got it. And I read and I killed the audition, and then it came back like, you got Mike Epps. Like, man, fuck, I knew that. Like, I was pissed. I was like, why'd y'all even read me? But again, I think it's because in case something happens to that person, then they want, to be second.
So I never watched an episode of New York Undercover. I can't even tell you what the show's about. I was so crushed and traumatized.
I ain't mad at you, girl. I ain't mad. Keep it 100 on you. Fuck New York Undercover.
Nope. And the only reason why I watched Living Color is because I ended up dancing on the show with like Heavy D and a couple of artists and stuff. But this is how God works, right? When one door closes, another one opens. Okay. So while I'm like in my tears and in my drama for like 3 or 4 months, I get a call to come be a guest on Madeline Wood's video LP show. And they want me to dance on the show. So I'm dancing, I get the couch, we're talking. Right. Producer for Rap City comes downstairs. He's like, oh my God, you know everything. You know all these artists before they had deals. How would you like to audition to be a host of Rap City? And I was like, sure. And it didn't really click. So then we start doing interviews and stuff like that. And next thing you know, 7 years later, within 7 years, I'm the host and producer of Rap City.
All right, let me back up because we got some good stuff here. That I want to ask you a couple questions. That girl you said, Josie, whatever?
Josie Harris, yeah.
I can kind of. She's like most popular face. I remember there was a girl on there. She had the braids, right? That's her.
Everybody loved Josie.
Yeah. I remember her.
We were dance partners for a long time.
Really? Mm-hmm. Now I toured with some acts, and there was a guy named Dave Scott. Do you remember Dave Scott?
Of course.
Okay.
Yes.
He was doing like Genuine, Aaliyah, all the back everything, and then there's Rosie
B2K
Perez.
and all
Exactly.
that,
He did all those and stuff. And I remember he was 23 years old on tour with us, a young dude, and. Then there was Rosie Perez. Has there ever been any dance beefs? You know, you always say, hold on, bitch, you took my move. That's my move right there. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, there's dances, like even the girls that I danced with, like with Bobby Brown and stuff, we all didn't get along. So there would be shit that would happen backstage where somebody's cutting your fishnets.
No, you're lying.
Hiding your leotard, your costume, because you got to change in between songs.
Petty!
Yeah, it was petty shit like that. And I'm like, I lost one of my really, really good friends because we used to all call each other for auditions. Like, we didn't get texts. It was in the newspaper, like backstage, or we'd just hear about it from the club. And we'd all call each other. And finally, somebody called me at like, audition was at 6, like, why? And they were like, why aren't you here? And I was like, I didn't know. Hopped on the train, got down there. I see my homegirl, who was one of the girls I always danced with there. And I was like, why you didn't call me? Because you book everything. I want a chance. And I was like,
that's what we're doing.
And it changed me forever.
I can see
and
that.
I'm like, now I'm coming for all of y'all. Like,
I know that's right.
Yeah.
You just said I didn't know, you backed up dancing for Bobby Brown too?
Oh yeah. Bobby.
What tour? Every little tape.
Bumping Around tour. Bobby's Back tour was called.
That was what year? I want to see when that nigga was.
That had to be 92.
Ooh, you was at the heat of it, girl. You was at the stanky of it. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like 92.
Oh.
Yeah.
You and Bobby? No, Bobby?
No.
Come on, little Bobby.
No, never.
You dippy? No. Bobby?
I've never, can I curse? I've never fucked any of the artists that I've worked for, ever. If you sign my check, it's not happening.
That's why you ain't getting paid for this show. I need a chance. No. Wow. Okay, like I was on tour and I saw some crazy shit. I mean, people don't understand how to. Like I went out with Aaliyah. It was one big tour called the Budweiser Superfest.
Al Haven.
It was there. You go. Come on now. It had Aaliyah, Drew Hill, Genuine, Bone Thugs and Harmony. Tank was a backup singer for Genuine and Aaliyah, Bone Thugs and Harmony, and Mary J. And let me tell you, this was 90s, late 90s, like 97. And I saw shit in there. I was like, I used to be so jealous of.
We saw shit.
We? I'm gonna say it's old now, and I don't give that. He my boy and shit. Genuine. I mean, I was like, damn, homie. Like that's when he had the pony out and did the pony and shit. I remember I used to see him on stage, and the first time I saw him on stage, he had glitter the first night. You know, I didn't know nigga went out, but I thought he hugged somebody with glitter and shit. I said,
right.
I'm up there, cause I'm hosting the show. I'm like, nigga, somebody hugged somebody with glitter. Okay, whatever. He doing this shit, you know, necking him, pony. The next night, I look at him, glitter again. I said, this nigga been hugging the same person with glitter, same female with glitter. By the third night, I said, nigga, you wearing glitter. You got glitter. I didn't see no artist with glitter, no man before like that. You know what I'm saying? But I get it, you know. I get it now, but back then I was like, what the hell you wearing glitter? And I ain't gonna lie, I'm telling you, I seen some shit. I mean, I was part of some shit, but some,
Listen, we all were. The 90s was like it. So don't think that the dancers didn't have their groupies and stuff too.
Really?
Like,
You had some groupies and niggas on that thing?
Playing. And we would see like dudes who may have followed the show from DC and then they'd be in Connecticut like 3 days later for us.
For the dancer.
Backstage or whatever. You know, these 90s, you was living free and stuff.
No, come on now.
You know, and you know how they always saying like bitches and hoes or whatever. And I was like, I would never get mad at that because I knew who they were talking about.
Right.
And you've probably seen it too. Mothers were bringing their daughters to come meet Key Sweat or to come meet Heavy D or to be the next Mrs. Sweat or whoever and get them pregnant and stuff. And this could be like, say it was 1990 and then I'd see them like 3 years later when I'm on tour with Heavy in the same city, the same mother and daughter team. Then now they're friends with the roadies and they got a little backstage
Come on now, she's speaking the truth now. She's speaking the truth, y'all. I remember one time, security. Because you know how you have the stage and you have like a little extra, like a 5 feet, and that's where the security, that's where the barrier is. Girls be like, I want to meet Busy Bone. I want to meet them. The security be like, you sucking the fucking.
Right.
That's what they say, you sucking the fucking. They're like, I don't give a fuck, whatever. They take that monkey, take their ass off, across that gate, whatever, take him in the back. I see him go into a room, because I'd follow sometimes and look down the hallway and shit. And at the end, the guy wait outside. 10 minutes later, she come out with a little, that's why they had headshots. With a headshot, fixing her hair and shit, and went back and figured it out and sat right back down. I was like, this nigga I got to work. I got to talk to these girls. This nigga, all he got to say is, You know, come on back there. It was crazy.
The book that you and I could write between the people I've seen being put off in the middle of like South Dakota off a tour bus and left it like.
Come on now, don't do that. Oh my God.
Left it like a truck stop somewhere in the middle of nowhere, and they don't even go back for the girl. And then you see her in like 3 cities later.
Now.
She found her way
Come
home,
on
found
now.
her way back. Like, I've seen mother and daughter teams. I've been on the bus. I've seen it all. I'm not naming names. Y'all not gonna get me to write the book. We're not doing nobody.
She's scared. She's scared. I thought it's a panic room. It's a safe room, but
that's why they still let us in the room because we keep our mouth shut.
Right. Well. I'm gonna tell you. I saw one time this chick. The tour bus driver, he sleeps during the tour, so he has time to get up and drive at 2 in the morning to the next city for 5 hours. These young girls go to these parties and follow the tour bus and fall asleep. One girl fell asleep, these 2 girls, and fell into a ditch. They ain't wind up getting killed, but they called went into the ditch and shit, following the Genuine and them buses and shit. I was like, damn, they're trying to hang in there. So I saw a lot of shit, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't want to make myself like I was not privy to it. I mean, not around it to the point where I engaged in some of it, but it was. Woo! Yeah. I'm glad I got my test results back recently. Still good. Still good, man.
I love tour life, though. I miss it.
Ain't it fun, man? The camaraderie, man. I rode it with Kid from Kid Capri. I went on his tour bus, got to meet his crew, and we had so much fun. It was like brothers, man. We did 30 days for like a month and a half, man. It was so much fun.
You become a family, and then you start doing, like the first time that I danced at Madison Square Garden, like how. This is things you dream of as a kid. You're like, how did this happen at the Forum? And then you're like going from city to city to 30, 40,000 people. Like, what is my life? How am I in Italy just because I can fucking backflip and dance? How did this happen? My mother's still scratching her head like, how did this happen?
Beautiful. Now, ask me how'd you get the Michael Jackson Remember the Time video? You get to choreograph that?
We were in New York. Heard about the audition. It was like a Wednesday night, Thursday morning. The audition was that Saturday. I was broke as fuck. And I'm like, Mom, there's an audition. Now, I knew Fatima was choreographing. Fatima at the time was my girl.
Right, she's big time, right.
But, you know, she made it clear I can't hire everybody. The director, obviously, John Singleton's got the final say. So my mom gave me the money. Next thing you know, there's like 15, 20 of us on a flight getting to LA. So we get there, we're at the audition. What we didn't know is that John Singleton really knew who we were. We forget that people are watching music videos and they know like Prince knew who all of us were, like Michael knew who all of us were.
Dope.
So we get there, we get into the audition, and next thing you know, you get it, and they actually put us up in hotels, they gave us per diem, like he carved out extra money in the budget once he realized so many of us were from New York, and he wanted all of us in there. So now we're rehearsing, right? And this is the first time we're rehearsing at Alley Cat Studios, which happened to be owned by Bookman and his wife from from Good Times.
All right,
yes,
okay,
they own a dance studio.
Nice.
So we're rehearsing in there for like 2 weeks, but we don't rehearse with Michael yet. He's having private rehearsals with Fatima and Stretch and those guys from the Mott Top who are working on the choreography. So like a day or two before the shoot, Michael comes in. And so we get to actually see him do it. And it's like, what? But our version don't look like that.
Wow.
Michael is hitting it on some 5, 6, 7, 8, and it's hot and snapping.
Right.
We're like, oh, we got some work to do. We got 24 hours to fix our shit. And so finally we fix it. We get a contract that's like this big.
Wow.
Don't look at him. Don't talk to him.
No.
Don't ask about Bubbles. Don't like it. Just
Right,
it was the size of an encyclopedia, like a whole bunch of things. Because you know he has so much controversy and people just leech on him. But what people forget is that everybody always wants to hang out with the dancers. Like we're the cool kids, and we're usually in our corner battling, dancing, whatever. And I think artists feel safe with us because we don't really want shit from you. We just happy to be here and in the mix. And Michael would hang out with us. And so he'd just be like, yeah, fuck that man. He'd be like,
cuss it, yeah.
Like you forget he's human.
Yeah, sure.
And so it was really dope. And that set was crazy, right? Because between Eddie Murphy having all the comedians in Hollywood coming through, right?
Right, sure.
Between Magic Johnson having half the NBA coming through every day. Iman had all the supermodels coming through every day. And then everybody that John Singleton knew, because I think he had just done Boys in the Hood.
Maybe, okay.
First before that or whatever, but half of Hollywood, so Ice Cube, like everybody was there every day. It was like who's who. And imagine if I'd had like a camera on set or we could have taken pictures. It'd be crazy. It was so dope. So it was 2 weeks of rehearsal, 2 weeks of shooting, going on Universal lot, and being able to like walk through the gates and them not be like, excuse me, ma'am, come here. Like my name is actually on wardrobe and the door and the whole shit. Like you can't make this up. Like pinch me still.
What gives you the confidence to feel like you belong? Because sometimes people don't feel like they belong. How'd you feel? What made you think that you belonged there?
I think because I had a whole gymnastic life and career before I got into this business.
Right.
And because I had so much success, like I was state champ, regional champ, Big Apple Games champ, full scholarship, like all of that gives you confidence as of who you are as a performer, gymnastic wise. Then I would be in clubs and there were dance competitions that I won, beating out some of like the dopest guys or whatever. So once I started doing music videos and stuff, even though every audition was like, well, you're too big or you're too whatever, I literally would have to like backflip in the first 10 seconds. Like I'd have to
prove that you're agile as the rest of the little skinny old girls.
Yeah,
Right?
which
Wow.
I dance circles around them. So really it's like you either want the skill or you want the face. And it depends on who the artist was, right? Because most of the artists just want the light-skinned girl that they can pick home, take home, smash or whatever.
Right.
But then it's like, no, we need somebody who can actually dance for your
Right.
video and make it come through. And that's kind of where I fit in.
Now I saw a list of did you choreograph these or were you just in it like the Mary J. Blige? Remember the time? You Remind Me and Real Love.
You Remind Me, Real Love. I choreographed and danced in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And how, this was after Michael Jackson, of course, because of the time.
No,
Yeah.
Mary.
Yeah.
I feel like Mary was before Remember the Time. I feel like Mary was 1990, 91, 92. When was Remember the Time? You might know better.
I thought Remember the Time that should have been about 91, 92, because I just came to LA, and then I saw Joe Torre in it. So maybe that, I don't know, but okay. All right, but you got that because you knew her from the streets? Or
No, well, I had been working with Uptown Records, right?
Oh,
because
wow, okay.
I've been doing stuff for Uptown, and I had done stuff for Father MC, and Puff was a club kid too, so he knew me and all the other dancers. And by that time, I think I had danced for Keith Sweat. I hadn't done Bobby Brown yet. I think I had done Guy. Guy was obviously part of Uptown Records, and he was like, yo, Les, I need that New York-ish. I need some of that. Come on, bring it, Doc Martens. I got this girl. I need that. Come on, money, I need you. You know how Puff talks.
Sure.
And so Puff knew, like, once me and Mary met, Mary and I felt like we had been in Girl Scouts together.
Nice.
Like, we honestly felt like we have known each other since camp. And just our bond, and even though she says I taught her how to dance, I helped her come out of her shell as a dancer. But all of that is like us girls who double dutch, who had the handball course. Like that's that New York-ish.
Sure.
And with the crew that we had, it was just so. If you look at the You Remind Me video, and especially the remix with Greg Nice, like we are in there in our jerseys, and it's just like that's just us hanging out. And Mary and I became really, really, really good friends. We were both still broke. Her stuff was on the radio, but she wasn't making any money. We had shows back to back, the Apollo and all these things. And it broke my heart to actually leave because, she was still on a promotional tour and Bobby was knocking my door down to go on tour them.
Right.
And I kind of was like, I'm still shining as a dancer, so I have to kind of step away. And I actually handed off Mary J. Blige's project to Lorianne Gibson.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow,
so that was her
wow.
first major choreography project, and then I went to go dance with Bobby.
I see Whitney Houston, Every Woman, LL Cool J, Roundaway Girl. You choreographed all these?
No, I didn't choreograph Around the Way Girl.
Okay.
That was Jennifer Farris. She did that. And then
Whitney
Houston. Well, we know because Whitney was always with us with Bobby. So we know the real Whitney. Whitney is that girl who pops gum, who rolls her neck, who wants to do double dutch, who sits on the stoop talking like, we knew that. Y'all didn't. Claude Davis had y'all fooled.
Claude Davis, you ain't shit. I thought she was sweet.
Yeah. So we were at the wedding and all that stuff. She's like, I want y'all to dance with me. So we ended up like putting stuff together. So I co-choreographed that. We all kind of choreographed that.
Right.
But I was ahead, and there was I forget Cheeseman. Oh God, I forget his first name, but they brought him in to choreograph and stuff too. But it was mostly all of our stuff that we had been doing. So,
wow, you said we talking about Whitney and Bobby. I toured with New Edition called the Home Again. I think it's called Home Again tour. About 89, 98. I'm sorry, 98. And I'll tell you something funny about that tour. Al Heyman put me out on it, and I was the opening act for him. And Bobby would do his. Everybody had like a little part of their own song they're doing, shit, a verse or whatever. Bobby said, I'm doing my whole shit. And Whitney would come out and they had a song together, We Together, or whatever that song was. I can't remember that song. But,
we got something in common.
It's something like that. There you go. They would do it. I was like, damn, homie, you're doing the whole damn thing. I didn't realize how popular Bobby was because on some of the dates when he wasn't there, people want their money back. No disrespect to Ricky and Robbie and Mike and all them.
Right.
If they wasn't there, it was whatever. But if Bobby wasn't on that show, they were like, "Nigga, we want our money back." I was like, "Really?" Because I wasn't into him like that. Wasn't into that strong.
Yeah.
But I realized that he had that oomph. And now that he has a new documentary and so forth. I see it. I'm like, okay, I can see that.
I'm here to tell y'all right now. I don't care what Bobby Brown version you see right now, because first of all, God bless him for still being alive and being able to endure all of the death and stuff.
Sure.
But as truth as Bobby would come to rehearsal late and pick up the choreography like that and be on it. And he was still drinking, wilding, whatever, and be hitting it every night. So nobody can ever tell me that Bobby Brown is not the truth. He is the truth all day. To me, he is the king of R&B forever, for real.
R&B, okay, I think I'm pop. Okay.
No, that's Michael.
I'm about to cut these microphones off on here.
I know my people.
Oh, okay, you said the right thing. You know what?
No doubt.
Give me, aside from Bobby, 3 more top male R&B artists who could dance, who really could dance. You say, this dude could dance.
Ooh, Heavy D could dance.
Okay, I remember, Heavy
D could really dance, like, for real. Who gets busy?
Father MC?
Yeah, Father's cool. Like, he can move. The guys from Intro could move. You know, Guy could move. Justin. Oh, so not that I've worked with. Oh,
no, just work with them because I need to have proof that you've seen
Justin,
it.
Listen, I've never danced for Justin. I would come out of retirement to dance for Justin.
Okay.
To dance for Usher, who I've never danced for. To dance for Missy. And Janet and I still have some unfinished business. And quiet as kept, I would do something with Madonna because I like her creative shit. So those 5 people I still haven't danced with.
Really?
So let me start stretching. Hope the universe is listening.
No. Let's get Les out of retirement.
Come on, let's do it.
Back on tour again.
We're just gonna need some ibuprofen and an ice bath on standby.
Hell no. Okay, how did you get? You know, I don't know. I feel bad. I didn't know that you would have danced on an intro of In Living. Not In Living. But Living Single. Yeah, I'm gonna say Living Color. But yeah, how'd you get the job dancing with
Otis Salih, for those who don't know, is a directographer. He's the guy who worked with Spike Lee, who did School Days, Good and Black Hair, and I Don't Want to Be Alone Tonight. And he had done Malcolm X. I was on tour, I forget with who, when I found out he was choreographing for Malcolm X, and he was doing this Lindy Hop scene. Lindy Hop is my favorite version because it was women were athletic in dresses and flipping
each other around. I remember that stuff.
And all that stuff.
It was probably 20s or 30s.
Yeah, early.
Right.
And so I came in the middle of them in rehearsals to finally, like, one of the dancers let me meet him and whatever. And I didn't know he knew who I was or whatever, but it was too late for me to join. And I was sick to my stomach about it. And I actually ended up doing some extra work on the movie. Months later, I get a phone call. It's kind of like Michael Jackson calling, "Hey, Les, it's Otis." I'm like, "Otis who?"
Right.
Otis, nigga, stop lying. What? And he's like, "Listen, I have this idea. I don't have the deal. I don't have the project, but I have this vision. And only you can do it. And it's for this new Queen Latifah show, blah, blah, blah." He broke it down. We're going to go to Brooklyn. We're going to shoot it, whatever. We spent like 100 hours, literally from sun up to sundown on cobblestone, me backflipping, take after take, whatever.
Wow.
And next thing you know, he shows me the edited version. And I was kind of upset, like, I've been flipping all day. And there's one version, maybe he used a front flip, but he didn't use any of the flips. But that's the genius of Otis Salih, is that you don't need it. So all the little nuances of me falling back where I was really like fucking exhausted, which is a real moment, and all those other things, he hit it. And so when he presented it to Fox, they were like, "We love it, we'll take it." I get a call, we work out the deal, and who knew that 20, 30 years later that I get, now that Instagram is here, I get people who have remade their version of my dance part.
Really?
All the time.
Really? That's dope as hell.
The biggest compliment ever.
That's dope as hell. Now, you just told earlier on, you said how you got the job for Rap City. That's very interesting. You got the job, and Joe Claire was already doing it, or y'all got together at the same time?
No, the order was Chris Thomas.
Thomas, right?
Prime, Prince DeJour.
Okay.
Then it was me. So when I auditioned for the show, our first shoot was somewhere like at Jacksonville or one of those Freaknik picnic kind of things.
Right.
It wasn't Atlanta, but it was like one of those Black Spring.
Right. I remember, BET used to do that.
And Prince DeJour, who used to do Teen Summit, kind of ushered me in. And so next thing you know, we did, Outkast was probably like one of the first artists that I got to interview. And that was their first time really on BET. And next thing you know, it was just kind of conversations, and all the people, like the Fugees were out around that time.
Right, sure.
And Wyclef is somebody who, honestly, that first audition I told you out of college where I did an off-Broadway play, it was me, it was Wyclef, it was a couple other people. He had scored the music to that off-Broadway play, and I danced in it. And he hadn't had his deal yet. He was still going by his government name, Nell, and all that other stuff.
Sure.
And so then the labels who I had danced for realized I was doing this show, so then they would request me all the time. And then that was just kind of it.
And you seem to fit in it. You smoothly glided into it. It's because of all the hip hop you were around and the people you knew, a lot of relationships. And I say it because I do this show and I've never done an interview. I've been interviewed, but it's become very easy because I know these people. I know you. And so it's not. People say, "Man, you do a great job." I'm like, I've never done this before, but this is easy because I know people. And did you feel the same way when you did the show? You know, like, man, I can do this. This is nothing. Or were you nervous?
No, I wasn't nervous, but here's the catch, right? Because in high school, instead of me going into sports medicine and physiology, I was going to be a journalist.
Okay.
So I studied journalism, and I had like these classes junior, senior year, and then I changed my mind when I got to college. But my first couple of shows, when you look back, and I think everybody who's ever hosted can say that, like, what are you doing?
Really?
And I remember interviewing Kid and Play. And remember,
Okay.
I grew up with them, so I'm
right.
thinking it's going to be all natural, whatever. And Play, in his smart mouth, said, I had asked him a question. He's like, well, you weren't paying attention? I just answered that. Because people end up talking and answering whatever. And I was so glued to my cards and the cue cards and making sure. And I was like, this motherfucker just sunned me on camera.
Right.
And I was like, that will never, ever happen again. And so from that point on, I became more aware about listening and less what was on the cards. And then I realized I didn't need the cards because I knew the music, I knew the artists, I knew the culture. And so I ended up pretty much telling the producers what we should be talking about or whatever, or just kind of going off script, or they just let me do my thing. You find your rhythm, and then people feel really comfortable talking to you, especially if they've known you've been around in the trenches with them.
There
you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. I love. Now, how did Joe Claire get with you in the show?
Joe Claire I don't think he had started radio yet, but my producer Keith Paschal had brought him in. And I think he was just doing voiceovers for BET, like commercials and all that other stuff. But you know, he's a hip hop aficionado.
Right, sure.
Joe knows the lyrics to every damn rap song
I've had him on
the
here.
planet.
Yeah.
And you know, next thing you know, they put us together. So while Prince Dejour, I think, had gone back to do Teen Summit, then I kind of ushered in Joe, and then we became a package deal, like a duo, still doing separate stuff. But we ended up being on that show for like 7-8 years. He stayed a little longer.
Now, this is a friend of mine wanted me to ask this question. I didn't really know the in-depth in it. I was kind of
Come with
dope.
it.
LA Live on BET. I heard that Cedric Entertainer wanted you to be on LA Live. I guess it was a show called LA Live. And it didn't go, they wanted Rachel Stewart and Michael Collier to do it, or some kind of way. They wanted Rachel Stewart. And since said, I ain't gonna do it if I ain't gonna be with her, with Les. And they said, damn it, we want Rachel Stewart enough, and we're gonna put Michael Collier. And that's how LA Live became. So you had a chance to be on LA Live first with Cedric. Is this true, or is my nigga just told me to ask you a question about this shit and he's full of shit and lying to me? You know what I'm talking about, man. Yeah,
No.
you Ed.
No, there's some truth to that. But
All right.
see, you just telling me something new that I didn't know, right? Because I didn't know that Ced wanted me and that he was a part of it. I had moved to LA and I was doing radio. I had started doing the morning show with Big Boy on Power 106. And so I was his co-host. And so we were actually shooting Rap City during that show. So they're getting double promotion now. You're getting local radio promotion and it's cross promotion.
Right, sure.
So the show was coming to LA, but it was with John Sally, and they were looking for a girl. And they wanted Rachel, and this is when they told me to my face that you are not the person that men want to see on late night TV sitting on the couch. To my face.
You lying, come on, man.
To my face. And that wasn't the first time that they've said that to me coming from BET. And I was like...
Is it a complexion thing you think?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
Keep going.
No, and so I was like, but I'm here. Now you got to move her out or whatever the case is. And they were just like, no. And so when Video Soul got canceled, when they got, not get rid of, when they did get rid of Donnie and Sherry Carter, they created a show called Unreal, which was myself, Brett Walker, and then Rachel.
Walker. Yeah, okay.
But what they also made me give up Rap City. They were like, no, you can only have one show. But they let her keep Caribbean Rhythms. So for those who don't know, and this is nothing against Rachel. I was like, girl, get your money.
Right.
Because her husband worked for her. He was her fiance, then became her husband, worked for the network, and her and Bob Johnson was like this. So he did what he was supposed to do. Like, let me get my wife and she's going to run the network.
Right.
But Rachel was clueless about music and anything else, to the point where she would be like, can you give me some information? I'd be like, no. I'm not doing your job for you
T,
because I should have your job.
What a T at? What a T at?
Because I should have your job. And so she was like, I understand, and we're still cool. I got nothing but love for her.
Okay.
So yeah, but she shouldn't have been on that show. She,
Right.
as beautiful as she is,
Right,
really
right,
looked like
right.
a plant sitting
Right.
next to John Sally.
No, that's real
Because
talk.
there was not much she could contribute to unless it was written on a cue card. You know what I'm saying?
That's real. And I'm glad you bring it up because it's too long, man, having men run this business and they just want what the eye candy and they don't give a damn if you're smart or not, knowledgeable, like you said, of the stuff. And to say what America wants as viewership, man, you know, you've always been a beautiful black woman to me. You know, I don't get it. I mean, I get it because I know I'm behind the scenes, but I don't get it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I appreciate that.
For real.
But it's always been, and this is not like boo-hoo cry or whatever cases, but literally, this is the analogy I always give. If you see Jennifer Lopez, Lucy Liu, Halle Berry, and myself walking down the street, I'm the last one that you guys will look at, right? Because I look like your mother, I look like your sister, and everybody thinks that the light, bright, and damn near white is more beautiful or more presentable than someone like me.
Even today, you think?
Well, absolutely. Absolutely.
Not all that ass you got, girl.
But we have to work a little. We got to work a little harder to prove that we have skills and that we're viable and all this other stuff. And sure, we're attractive to the least of the population, but the executives who are upstairs want their preference and they want what makes their penis hard.
Right.
And I just happen not to be it.
You're so right. I used to have white agents and white managers, and we'd be at a club or a party, and I could show someone. I mean, this honestly, I could show somebody like you know, just how you run. And I'm like, look at that, boy. He's like, oh gosh, she's so fucking huge. I'm like, not even. That's not when you were even slimmer. No disrespect, but you know what I'm saying. Even years ago, they'd be like, God damn, you're fucking huge. I'm like, what? And then they would show me some cute, no booty having ass, light skinned chick. You're like, oh, she's fucking hot. I was like, what?
Yeah.
She weighed 98 pounds, man. And I was like, you know what it is? I think it's like this. It comes down to, you know, when you're making love to them from the back, if you ain't got but 2-inch penis and she got a big booty, you don't see nothing. Like, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? They need some little boy-ass looking dude, boy-ass looking girl and stuff. Right. So you're absolutely right. You know, I've been privy in parties and situations where I've seen people look at it, and them Jewish managers, I'm being honest, white or Jewish, however you want to look at it. Yeah, so I can see the fight. I feel for you a little bit for you.
Colorism is a real thing. Colorism is a real thing, and you just got to persevere and work, whatever. You got to make your talent be the forefront. So anybody who ever said to me, you must have slept your way to the top, I was like, you find me a nigga whose dick was that good that taught me how to backflip, please.
Right, sure.
Where?
Sure. I think it's also now time for us as black folks who are running some of this stuff to put more people that look like our mothers and our sisters in movies. And so, like me, I've casted movies. I put black, dark skin. It doesn't. As long as you're good, I don't care. I got to find me a light skinned chick. But I think you're absolutely right. We should. People who are running, if you're not the network guy, like a white guy who's running, we can't wait for them to put us in stuff. We need to put our own stuff in, and make us feel like.
But it's a shame, right? As helpful as it is, it sucks that you have to create a diversity department, right? It sucks that you have to create. What is it for work? Not the status quo or whatever it is when you affirmative action. It's a shame that you have to, but this is the world that we live in, right? So now we got to force your hand to show you that we belong on Sex in the City and we belong in all these places.
I think it's changing. I'm hoping it is. I see more dark skinned women like Viola Davis, Kerry Washington, Lupita. So I'm seeing a little more, and they ain't playing the maids all the time, and that kind of BS.
But you got to force their hand, right? You have
well,
to
let's force it.
Hand.
Fuck it. Is what
Absolutely.
it is. You riding in the front of the bus because somebody got their hand forced. You know what I'm saying? You're drinking out of water fountains because your hands were forced and stuff. So fuck it. We got to do what we got to do. We can't sit back and, like you said, boo-hoo and cry. They don't put us nowhere. Man, fuck that. Take it. Take it.
And now we get to see that those women are our Meryl Streeps.
There you go.
Even better, right?
There you go. No, that's one of the reasons I even had this show here. I want to give people their flowers, the opportunity to be seen and heard. So I open my little fans and say, hey, I support this young lady. Hear her story. Feel it. You know what I'm saying? Instead of little sound bites on little shit, Entertainment Tonight or whatever. Nah, I want to sit down and talk to my people and say, boom. You know what I'm saying? Yay. I got a white guy coming in. That's half my people too. But he's coming next show. My man, Pierre. but right now I got you. So being a comedian, let's talk about it. It's been talked about a lot. Did you or did you not know that Teddy Carpenter was going to do that motherfucking joke? Back in Def Jam in the beginning, she was the young lady who, when Teddy Carpenter, comedian from DC, shout out to my man Teddy Carpenter, he went up there and he did this thing where he puts his arm behind his back, and if somebody goes behind it and they act like they're his arm. So whatever he says, they got to direct it and do with the arm. I'm driving a car, so she's driving a car, I'm waving my friends, I'm waving to friends. It was so perfectly done with you up there. Or have y'all signed an agreement like we ain't gonna never tell the truth? Did you have any idea he was gonna pick you? Now your ass was dancing on there before. Now you was on there dancing. Now I saw that, so he knew who your ass was. Now I didn't play all that. Oh, let's pick her. But did you know? I mean, you might have seen that scene before, but did you?
No. Here's what's crazy, right? It's because Teddy used to open up for Keith Sweat when I danced on that tour.
Okay.
But I'd never seen Teddy do that joke, even if he did it, because we'd usually be in the back warming up, stretching. So I never got to see him do his opening thing. Mm-hmm. So when I started dancing on Def Comedy, that day he happened to say, I'm gonna call you up. Just do what I tell you.
Right, cool.
And I was like, okay, but I didn't think anything of it. And he literally called me up and was like, just do whatever I tell you to do. So that's why it looks as authentic as it does, because I had no effing clue what he was going to do. And who knew that it was going to turn into...
Oh, come on, but the way you did exactly what he asked. Like, for you not to know what he was doing, that you were willing to play the game along. And at the end, he tells him, suck my dick, whatever, suck my dick. And most guys, when they say that, they grab their shit.
I'm a New York chick. You know what it is.
She grabbed his shit. She grabbed his junk in the trunk, okay? Okay.
And I'm not shy, so let's go.
Oh, all right. I got a show coming up this week. I need you to come to the show.
I'm ready.
Okay?
Don't tell me what to do, but I'm there.
Okay, you ain't gonna tell you. But yeah, but people always ask you that question. Was it planned and all that?
They ask him all the time. We literally just talked about it, and he wanted to do like an IG Live or whatever the case is, so we could like set the record straight, you know. And I was like, let's tell him whatever.
Right. Yeah, I've asked him about it a lot of times, and he gave me his version, but I wanted to hear your version of truth like that.
No, I honestly did not know anything.
Yeah. That was so huge. It was back when Def Jam was fresh and new. I think it was the first or second season. I can't even remember what it was. But man, for you to play along, and that joke, it's a vaudevillian joke. People have done it before. But again, you know, in DC, we knew a comic used to do it and stuff. Comics have done it before.
I had never seen it before.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So between that and when Martin had me come on and do the handstand thing, if you've ever seen that piece, he was like, come here, Les, come here. And he's like, do that handstand thing that you do. And I thought he meant a backflip. He's like, no, do that, the upside down thing. So I did a handstand in a straddle position. And he grabs his pants like, yeah, hold that position, Les, hold that position.
No. Yeah,
so those two things outshine the fact that I actually danced on the show. But.
Wow. No. What I like about you is you a trooper, and you down for the entertainment, to a certain level, but you willing to do that. Some girls like, nah, I ain't doing that.
No,
I love that.
I love that. Messy food in my face. I'm with it. I'm a tomboy. I'm messy. I'm a, don't let the nails fool you. I'm scrappy as all hell.
Really? Yeah, I was really, I was like, from there, I was like, damn, look at that thing. Okay, good. All right, so you did that. So let's talk about some stuff in your career. You've mentioned there was a difference between LA auditioning and New York auditionings. Tell me the difference between.
New York auditions are like real good. New York auditions are a testament to what our personalities are.
Okay.
You got to wow me in the first 5-10 seconds or get out my face, right? So
okay.
we don't care what you got on. Just come in. Let me see what skills you have. Dance, pick up the choreography. All right, you're hired. Go. LA was something else. I came in. I had on like my Doc Martens. I had knee pads. I was ready to get busy, and I'm standing in a room with all these girls in fishnets, crop tops, bra tops, stomach out, leotards, and I'm like, okay, hair, makeup. I got a bandana tied around my head, got a rough neck, not, very whatever. And they don't even let me audition. They have us stand in the line. They're like, you stay, thank you, you stay, thank you, you stay. And so when I got a thank you, that meant like, all right, goodbye. I was like, but wait. And I knew I'm in a room with other girls that I could dance better than, but I didn't look the part. And that's how auditions were before they even let you dance. So I was like, I'm going back to New York. What is this bullshit? What is this?
Right. So they picked you before you even see your talent.
It was all
about the look.
That. Body, look, hair, everything. And I'm like, you could put a wig on a pig, like as long as the pig can dance. Like,
you ain't no damn pig. Fuck them. No. Queen, they should let you dance. No. So you said some people think you have danced on Soul Train.
Oh yeah,
a lot of people think you danced on Soul Train.
Yeah, I was never a Soul Train dancer. Like props to Jodie Watley, and the two Asian girls with the long hair. But no, but I danced on the show with like Keith Sweat and Guy and Heavy D with the performers. But that was a staple. That would have been legendary for me to have been a part of that show. But I was kind of like aged out, I guess, a little bit.
Wow, really? Hold on, there's some old people in there. I've seen some niggas in there 40 years old there with a cane and shit. Nigga, who is this light skinned nigga with a cane and shit? Old ass nigga. Hell no.
Yeah.
Okay, aged out. Wow. You've really done a lot of stuff. Let's talk about the Biggie thing. I heard you did a town hall. You talked about hip hop and for peace about on Biggie's birthday. You were talking about that. What is that about?
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, we've seen all this gun violence, not just so much what's happening in the schools, but just in our neighborhoods, right? Because they're always saying it's the black on black crime scenario that's happening, and the N-word and all these other things, and you guys are killing yourselves. And so the call to action really was to try and get every single community to really sit down and assess what they can do to protect the kids, the elders, and move it out of the neighborhoods and just kind of evolve and see what is it that you need that we can try and do to stipulate that you guys are not going hungry, that you don't need to be killing each other, that kind of a thing. So there were a lot of people who were involved with it, who were there to really kind of push the envelope forward and take it more on a nationwide thing. So I think you can't have enough call to actions. We can meet in town hall 20,000 times until there are some jurisdictions that are changed, some components of the laws that are changed, the gun control stuff that we're talking about, getting the drugs off the street, creating jobs, or that it's just more than minimum wage, so these people don't feel like they got to shoot everybody and whatever, and that they can feed their families and stuff like that. So. But it was really interesting, and I think we're going to be doing another one soon. You
know what I feel like I noticed, and I've talked about this before, and even in my community back when I work with the mayor and the city council, we have little pockets that are really apartment complexes that are really dangerous around there. People getting killed and so forth. It's a shame how on my phone for some reason I always get some rapper got killed. Don't ever scratchy, Lil Rex, Lil Big. Right. I mean, who the hell is this from Indianapolis? Whatever. But he got killed. It's young. I'm like, who the hell is this? And I only know about them after they get killed. I don't.
Right.
But I go online now, look at the video. I Google the video on YouTube, and they got guns in their video, money. They talking about shooting their ops and so forth, and killing. And I see that all the time. But the videos are up there making millions of views. But let me say I'm gonna kill a gay person. Slap a gay person. That video will be pulled down, and let's cut it off. Hell no, you ain't gonna. And I say, why do they let young black men talk about killing each other in these videos? They'll tell you, niggas over on Crenshaw, I'm gonna kill you on 48 and shit, I'll hit your ass. And they keep them videos going. But when it comes to, the LGBT, the alphabet people, if you do anything about them, they cut it off. And that's disheartening to me. It's like almost they want to let us go and do that crazy stuff. And I'm sorry, that's what I'm saying. I'm sorry to interrupt the guest, that's crazy. But I feel like, I'm so passionate about it. I feel like nowadays, when I came up, they were rappers wanting to be gangsters. Now it's straight up gang members who rap.
Right.
It ain't any other way around. It's, majority is young kids.
Well, I mean, there's so many things in what you just said, right? Because one, still the powers that be, as much as that we are trying to get the black people up in these, positions, or even in the comptroller or whatever positions, there's still not a lot of people who are into politics from that level. That portion, in proportion to people of color in politics versus the white people, is still a very, small proportion. Secondly, social media is a gift and a curse, right? Because now you can really see, and that's why people like Terrence J are getting followed home from the club and whatever, because now people know where you live. You're so busy flossing, coming from the plane. Here's my money, throwing cash or whatever. And so, there are people, the guy that you made the record with in 5th grade that you didn't bring with you when you got your record deal is home mad in the projects. So now him and his new crew are coming to get you because you didn't bring them along. And it's like, even if you're trying like Nipsey to give back into the community, it's that one person, and it only takes one who's still mad that it's not them, who is, whether it's jealous and envy and all of that other stuff. So there's just so many factors that are just involved in all of this. And I wish we had a solution, because then we could just push a button and it would all be done. But there's always something that's going to keep evolving.
Like I said, I wish YouTube wouldn't show those videos. I'm a person for freedom of speech. I say speak it on. But if it's going to be detrimental, to some people, YouTube, what's the name with Trump? He was talking crazy, and then Twitter yanked him off. So I like for that to, you just can't have guns, video, and talking about killing other people in your videos. Find another way to rap about your, your ops besides I'm going to kill you, and then that's what wind up happening, or they wind up getting killed, and before you know it. And it's sad, man. I see these young brothers going through it, and it's just, I mean, like you said, wish there was a button push, we can change it. But at least vocalizing it, and I try to do stuff in my community, trying to get them, we have like certain days, like a, certain day, Young Black Men Day in the park or whatever. We just try to get and talk to these people, and I just hope that, I don't know. But speaking of death, Biggie got killed like that. Now, how did you know? You knew him pretty well, right? I mean, you really knew him?
I did. I mean, we didn't like hang out and like what you doing, come over. But because we shot so many episodes of stuff together, him and Tupac, like we were all really just friends, playing spades. I could, come home and like I'm, family with Junior Mafia and Kim and Puff and all, like, because we were around for so long. And I think because they had a mutual respect for me, I had mutual respect for him. And we all just kind of like grew up in the trenches of just like, I didn't hustle. I wasn't a D girl with none of that stuff. I wasn't on the block. But there's that, when people see your grind, then there's that kind of respect and that embrace. Like, I get love from Fat Joe and all this stuff. So it was really heartbreaking. But again, words have power. So when you're making an album called Ready to Die and all that other stuff, and it only takes that one person who's sitting in Kansas, Missouri, wherever, just mad that it's not them flossing and on stages or whatever, who are ready to pop off or like make a point so that they can become well known. So
unfortunately, Pocket passed, and I remember back in the days, you had thought that Suge had something to do with it. Do you still today think he had something to do with it?
Of course.
You really today, you still think all the information you got, and you still think he had something to do with it? And he would risk, I'm not saying yes or no, and he would risk himself being in a car when them guns are popping?
Of course. How do you make yourself not look like an accomplice to a murder?
But that's too close. That's too close. That's too close. Just
Listen,
you can't shoot in my car while I'm sitting there.
Yeah, but if it's like, what do you call it? What if it goes straight through, or if it's a flesh wound or something?
And if it don't, what happens then?
Well, that's the chance you're willing to take.
Hell no. You think Suge could take that chance?
But look at Karma and all that other stuff that's happening.
Well, okay, I agree with that. I agree with that. The Karma is jacked up, but to think that he did it.
That's like the best alibi anybody in the world could ever have, was to be in the car right there and then like, I didn't do it. I'm bleeding. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Look at you.
I'm gonna see how far you go to prove some shit one time. Okay, I'm gonna follow you. I'm definitely gonna follow you.
Oh, don't think I didn't think about it. When nigga cheats, you be like, how can I get rid of the body?
That's that. Wow. Okay. So what do we have coming up? What you working on right now?
I've been shopping like before the pandemic.
Okay.
I started working on a dance documentary, right? I've been also trying to partner up with the Universal Hip Hop Museum, which is like getting ready to blow up in the Bronx, and trying to get on board with them because, they're obviously going to do their dance segment. But with them, they always want to talk about the Rocksteady crew. Again, much love, respect, Crazy Legs, I love you, Mr. Wiggles, I love you. But it's like, okay, what about the rest of us who had a whole decade, the girls from the 90s, like, so I've been trying to get on the board so I can kind of help curate what that's going to look like and stuff. But in the meantime, Debbie Allen has kind of like given us the blueprint, or us as dancers and choreographers, about how to transition, right? She became an actress, producer, director. So when I saw 20 Feet from Stardom, which features the background singers who, Darlene Love, and who sang for like all of the Motown artists and stuff, I was like, that story is me. 20 feet from the front of the stage as a background dancer. So I'm like, well, then our story needs to be told. And with people like John Singleton, I can't talk to him. Whitney Houston, can't talk to her. Heavy D, can't talk to him. Like, there's so many people that Michael Jackson, can't talk to him. Andre Harrell, I can't talk to him. Our stories need to be told, and these people were integral in the whole golden era of hip hop of the 90s. So I'm trying to, before COVID happened, I started interviewing people like Bobby Brown and some of the dancers, and Marianne and Tina Landon, which is Janet's choreographer. I had to get my mom on camera. And so just editing, I'm trying to shop it now, and this would be like my directorial debut. So it's kind of manifested into not just a documentary, but a docuseries. As I'm really adding other elements of females who did certain things in the 90s without telling everything. So pray for your girl.
You got girl. You vet. You all over the place. You doing everything. In fact, speaking all over the place, we go on your IG page. I don't know if you know that. My crew will go on your IG page and look up some stuff. Okay. We try to peep and see what you've been up to. In the last couple of years, and we want some definition of some of the stuff we've seen. So let me ask you, what was you thinking when you was looking like doing? What was this right here? What was this time right here?
Oh my God!
Oh yeah, that's you, baby. That's not hiding. Okay.
That's like one of my very first headshots. This has to be like 1989.
Wow.
Ish.
Yeah. Okay. I got you.
Like no weave.
Right.
And trying to look all cool, whatever. That's not even like my news anchor look. Like.
That's funny. My news anchor look. I'm gonna tell you, you are a beautiful black woman.
Aww.
No, beautiful. I would have put you in anything and shit. Damn, no, you a beautiful. Yeah. I mean, the haircut says 1989. It does say that, but it's okay though. Nothing wrong with that. We all trust me. I have some headshots that some shit to you. I wouldn't want to show you, but no, you are beautiful. I can't. I just. Man, for somebody to turn you down because you didn't look right, Hollywood's whack as hell.
Too bad you weren't hiring.
Well, okay, you're right. I was trying to get into shit my own self. All right, what about this picture right here? What we doing here, girl? What we doing here?
That's the news anchor hair, but that was supposed to be like a dance kind of thing.
I see the muscles.
The three-quarter shot.
Right. I see the muscles.
I need to get that waistline back. I'm almost there. I'm working on it, but.
Damn, you lucky you wasn't on tour with me. You'd had a lawsuit against my ass. I ain't gonna tell you, like, this nigga walk me.
But what's crazy is, do I look big to you?
No, you don't look big, but you have muscle, you know. Some arms, that's the definition.
Considered, I was really, like, to ask me to lose 10 pounds looking like that.
Oh, no, hell no.
Right,
10 pounds, no. But women the average woman didn't have arms like that. You know what I'm saying? It was skinny. You know, the average Soul Train dance, whatever.
But what do you want me to do?
I know. I'm not telling you not to do it, baby girl. I'm just telling you. I know what these. I'm sorry. I know what these studio executives, you know, would see. But no, girl. I dated girls look like you. Shit, hell yeah. And if you ain't anything like the girls I dated, bro, oh, have mercy. Okay. All right. What would you think about that? That's what I want to see.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Is that Guru? Is that Guru?
No, that's AMG. Bitch better have my money.
Okay. Did you have his money?
I did.
Okay, all right.
He had my money actually for this one.
I'm not mad at you. Who are the two normal women they grab?
I have no idea who
look at
they
them
are.
light skin. Look at
and
that's
this
chocolate.
is so crazy because this is probably like the most naked you'll ever see me on anything.
Sure.
And even that was like, Mom, will you forgive me?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Look at you, girl. Look at you.
Like I said, now you can't keep clothes
Is that from the video?
No, that was a cover for the album. I think it was the single or for the album.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. That girl up top looks familiar. I don't know what.
I don't know.
Yeah.
My hair is a mess though.
No,
I feel like
girl.
Salt and Pepper when they look back at their old hairstyles and you be like,
Push it,
Lord.
the pushing video. That's the pushing video right there. You got the pushing video. No, I like that. All right, we got one more picture. What was this? Oh, this is when Brett. What's his name? Brett Walker.
Brett Walker.
I remember him.
Me, Joe. So this was kind of like their whole new campaign. Actually, Rachel was probably on one of them sides. Not you cut it off, but
okay.
And yeah, this was like the whole transition of like BET getting like new commercials and advertising and stuff, and so like reboots of everything. And this is when Brett and I started to do Unreal. They moved Sherry to Bet on Jazz. Donnie was doing something, but they were phasing him out, and then Joe Claire was kind of just still on Rap City.
Hold on. Am I looking at it wrong, or something wrong with Donnie Simpson's head on the right hand?
On the right.
The fuck is going on there? Oh, what? He must just woke up. He must. And that's
the little wig I had on. That's the first time and probably the only time I've really ever worn a wig. No, maybe twice. I'm not into these wig thingies, but yeah, unless I'm on stage. So.
The big legs, is that for legs, or is that just from legs? For your Leslie, is that what it is?
Yeah,
not legs?
I didn't name myself that, trust me.
Who named you Big Legs?
It was, I can't remember what video that I was working on, but I remember they were hired somebody, it probably was the Adiva video, I think it was. It should have been me. And they had hired a guy to do gymnastics to do the remake of the Blues Brothers, where Jim Belushi did the backflips down the church aisle. Okay. And the guy was whack. And I was part of the choir people who were dancing. Sure. So there was an AD there. Oh my God, I can't think of his name right now because I want to give him his props. But he was there, and I was like, tell him I could do it. Tell the director I could do it. And the director was like, I can do it. And he was like, not even trying to hear me. So I made everybody clear the aisle, and I said, tell him to roll the cameras. And so he let him roll the cameras. And so you'll see it on my video. I did like 3 backflips and a somersault, and they were like, oh. Okay, she's in. And they had to bump up my rate and all of that after that.
You know what's dope about it? Your gymnastics damn near helped your career many times.
Every time.
Dancers out there, get your ass a gymnastic class a couple times, okay? You see what Big Les said, okay? All that old shaking and all that, that's cool. But bitch, learn how to flip.
Seriously.
Okay, learn how to flip, okay? Damn, that is so dope. All right, before you leave out here, what we do a little gamemanship here. Everybody plays the wheel. Everyone loves the wheel. We got to spin the wheel and see what it is. And on the wheel, we have a couple of things. We say one is, if you had to choose to eliminate one thing out of 3 things out of a man, would it be his face, his looks, his face, his teeth, or his ding-ding? What is more important to you? What's the least important of those 3 things that falls on that? How you lost your virginity. We do a celebrity crush call. So if it lands on that, you have to pick up your phone and act like you're calling a celebrity that you have a crush on. You think, as an actress, whoever you think, and you have to say, hey, this is, Siobhan Moore, whoever it is, or Brett Walker again, or me. It's all good. I'm sure. I don't care what you do. No, and just say you got a minute to see him coming over your house or you coming over his house to get some bouteille, to see how your macking goes. A secret you never told nobody, something you want to get off your chest. The biggest lie you ever told, and you can feel free to repeat any of those stories you just told me. That's what you. Who would you change places with and why? And that's it. It goes over and over. So what we do a drum roll. You spin it as hard as you can, and wherever it lands at, y'all give a drum roll. Y'all ready for a drum roll? Let's give it a leg and spin it hard. There you go. Where the fall? Oh, hold on.
Here we go. This.
There it is, right there. How you lost your virginity? Quiet on the set. Let's give it to her. So you got 2 minutes to tell me the story, up to 2 minutes. And tell me all the details.
You know what's crazy is that I set it in my phone the day that I lost my virginity. So it goes off every year. And it literally, my anniversary just happened. It was June 4th, 1984.
Okay.
And every time I hear the song by Billy Ocean, Caribbean Queen, because that was the song that was playing.
In the back of the car?
No, it actually wasn't.
No, okay, go ahead. So what happened?
It was this dude who was a friend of, him and my sister were in school together. Again, my sister's 4 years older than me. But he was so fine, chocolate, just beautiful. He doesn't even know till this day, and I'm not even about to tell him that he's the one that took my virginity.
Right.
But he happened to come up to the school, and I guess I just didn't look my age. I was early developed. And so he's like, what are you doing? I was like, hanging out with you. Literally, bold New York chick. And he was like, well, then let's go. Went back to his spot.
Well, hold on. He went to your school. He was out of your school.
Right, but he happened to come by, I think, to see somebody on a basketball team or something.
Nigga. Okay. That's what you do. Okay, go ahead.
So he came by my school, and I happened to see him, and he knew that, he was my sister's friend, whatever.
Sure.
And I was like, I'm hanging out with you. So we go back to his place, and next thing you know, we start kissing and stuff. But I was ready. I was just at that space and time, just like.
He had his own apartment?
He had his own apartment.
Ooh, and you knew what it was. When you said what did you say? What you doing?
I'm hanging out with you, yeah.
So at that point, you was ready to be deflowered.
I was ready, because I kind of fantasized about him for so long.
Really?
I had a crush, and he really didn't know.
Okay.
And so I think he just was kind of like, well, come on, let's go. And I was just like, so I remember just in his bedroom, and my eyes were just wide. I just was kind of waiting for everything to happen.
Hold on. Give me what you saw. You go into his apartment. He says, let's go to my bedroom, or you get some grape jelly, grape juice or some shit.
He probably got something to drink, and next thing you know, I sit on the bed. Next thing you know, he just climbs on top of me.
So you go into the bedroom, you went to the bedroom.
Yeah, because it's like a studio. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
So it's not like we had to go in another room.
Okay.
Right
so
there.
he sits there. So you sit there.
So I sit on the bed, probably get a little something to drink, and next thing you know, he climbs on top of me, and we start kissing and stuff. And first it's like the whole dry hump thing.
Right, sure.
And it's because back in the day, dry humping was like.
Right. Billy Ocean's playing Caribbean. No.
Yeah, it's playing.
Okay.
It's playing, and there was a curtain like this.
Okay. Yeah.
Over where his closet was. So I remember it was really close to the bed. So I remember hitting that, and that's where his stereo was. So he had to kind of stick his hand over there
to turn on.
Yeah.
Right.
And we would listen to the radio then, so it had to be like KTU or Kiss FM or something in New York that was playing it. And I remember him getting condoms.
Right.
And he actually took my panties off. I didn't actually take mine off, but I kind of just laid there. And because I had heard so much about, oh my God, you're gonna bleed. Oh my God, it's gonna hurt. Oh my God, just prepare yourself. So I was kind of like this, looking at the ceiling, waiting for explosions or something.
Sure.
And I just was kind of like, oh, that's it.
How much time?
But remember, because I had been in gymnastics and probably split the beam and whatever,
the legs,
that whole hymen of mine probably was already broken. So I didn't feel anything. So I was just like, oh, I guess I'm supposed to move a little bit and whatever. And it didn't last long. And it was okay, we kissed a little bit. And I still to this day am the same person who got dressed and was like, all right, I'll see you later, I'm out. And they're like, where are you going? That's kind of who I am. I don't get that attached emotionally with sex.
Damn, okay, all right. Yeah. But hold on. So So what he was working with, would you say it wasn't really the right size? Was he decent or you just had a big vagina? I'm joking with you.
My shit was extra tight then.
Okay, now when you say you ain't feel nothing, were you Chinese, black and Chinese shit?
No, he was black, but like I didn't have any kind of fathom of size or anything. Like I didn't know.
At that time I know, but so now you say, you know what, he was pretty, I handled a horse in the beginning. Oh, that was a little pig.
Oh,
yes, I'm asking questions.
I'm absolutely a size queen now.
Oh, are you? Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, without question.
Damn.
But
petty.
then I wouldn't have known.
Petty, mother. What about the heart? The heart of a man. Look at size. you cold-blooded, girl.
True.
But no, I truly enjoyed having you on the show, girl. You are something else, man.
I love you.
Yeah. No, I really do. I really appreciate you coming on the show. You're so open and so fun. This is what I expected it to be honest with you. I was thinking about it today. I said, well, I don't want to be tight with her. Because I know her. Let's just sit down and talk like I normally do. But, we never had long conversations. And one thing about you, you're open book, you're fun. I really wish you nothing but success. And I mean that. I'm going to sound to everybody that, but I really mean it with you. I really want you to have success, man, because you've been through a lot. And for you to still be maintaining, and be relevant at this time, you know what I'm saying? As a dancer, it wasn't like, dancing isn't easy, I don't believe. To keep a career going as a dancer.
And
wow.
I mean, thank God I've been able to transition into like radio and TV and all these other things and still pick up choreography and stuff. But we both know, even the road is like this. There's valleys and there's mountain peaks, and it's just been flavor of the month and all the social media now and reality TV shows, and they're getting the jobs just because they smacked a bitch, and they're like,
hell yeah.
Hey, what about me? They don't know, know.
Sure.
So we're fighting.
But let me ask you, this is for the fellas, because I know the fellas want to know. Like you said, thank you and peace out, nigga, I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
But what kind of man could get you to stop and slow down? Because
Listen, let's be clear about who I am, right? If I'm single, I am single.
Okay.
That means you on Monday, you on Tuesday, you on Wednesday,
okay.
However it's going down. But when I'm in it, I'm the most loyal, loving Sagittarius you ever will find.
I believe
so
that.
I was in a almost 5-year relationship, and then I was in a 17-year relationship. Lived together for 17 years.
Wow,
so I've only been single like 3 years now, back to like making up for lost time. So I like someone who now at this stage and this age got their shit all the way together. Like
credit,
those
house.
two guys, like I was in it for potential. Like I date really, really smart men. I'm a nerd, so I like men who know how to conjugate their verbs, who like, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
We can talk about Greek mythology and the Freemasons and all that. I'm that kind of nerd. I read books and stuff all the time. So I love men who are really smart. I want somebody who can help me elevate and evolve, who got a passport, who can swim, who works out. And it's just easy, because I want peace and I want joy and I want laughs and I want orgasms. That's it. Let's go.
So,
that's it.
Okay, so you'll be single for the rest of your life and shit. Too much for it, and you've got to be black. Are you a height requirement woman?
You have to be taller than me. I'd like preferably over 6, but I'm 5'6", so give me 5. I like to climb a tree.
Oh, okay. All right.
Give me like 6 feet. Be nice.
And he has to be physically fit, I would say.
Absolutely.
Physically fit, okay.
Absolutely.
And willing to work out with you.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
And let's keep it 100. Are we talking 3 inches, 7 inches, 10 inches? What are we working with? What's
10.
the least?
I like 10 would be great. I'm a size queen, for real.
Okay.
But, everybody doesn't come like that. But
niggas hitting the click button right now. They delete my shit.
But I need somebody who's passionate, who's, I want somebody who loves the way I smell, the way I taste, the way I talk, the way I laugh. Like, who can dance, who can travel, who, I'm not going to say that. I want somebody who wants to take care of me and take care of us. Right. But I bring shit to the table, so we got it,
If he has all that and can he have kids?
I've never dated a man with kids.
Ooh, fellas.
I know, and I'm like this age, so me trying to find somebody who doesn't have kids is going to be,
come on now.
A real interesting task.
Right.
I've never cheated, and I've never had an affair with a married man, knowingly. I've never. So I'm not that chick either.
Right, sure.
But I just want somebody who's ready, and that's key. If you are ready, and I'm not trying to get married tomorrow. We may not even be able to get married. You can sign my prenup, I'll sign yours. I'm with all of that, and we can just kind of ride it off into the sunset.
You're here in La La Land. Does he have to live in La La Land, or he has to one day move? How do y'all go? Would you be willing to move out of La La Land, or vice versa, if you're really the right guy?
I'm down to move to Paris, somewhere warm. Spain, like somewhere warm. I'm down.
Well, what about
north.
Cleveland? Shit.
No, it's
damn.
cold in Cleveland.
So
It's
good
not
men in the Midwest. You can forget about this one. Okay.
No, we're not.
Right.
Doing that.
Shit, I'm not
We're not
doing
doing that. I'll move to maybe another city, but I'll keep my place here. Like we're gonna
Okay.
be bounced around, and our work requires that we fly around, so
Okay.
that's just gonna be what it is. But
Okay. Age over 50.
I've never dated a man older than me, and I'm in
Oh.
the 50 category.
Oh,
So this will be. I like them young too.
Okay, all right now.
Because these old men can't keep up.
Right.
But
Wow.
Christian, you know what it is too? Men my age aren't looking at me.
There you
They're
go.
looking at 20-year-olds or somebody who really they can have a baby with, maybe if that's
Right,
what they want.
right.
And so for me, that looks a little different. We got to work a little harder. So
Right. To get,
Yeah.
well, we ain't having no babies. You two, come on now.
Yeah.
I'm not, no, shit, it's over. It's a snip cut. It's a wrap. Okay, shit.
Yeah.
I got enough babies, okay? But no, so, I hope you find somebody, man. You deserve it, You deserve it.
I'm
You're a
just
beautiful
trying to
woman, too, at this age, too. Come on, you say you're in the 50s? I thought you were like 39 or something.
I'm
Shit.
25 forever.
Well, I ain't mad at you, girl. I ain't mad at no, it's a beautiful thing. Well, I can't let you leave out here without giving you a little gift of support.
Yes,
and
it's
thank
Christmas.
you. Yes. Let me get you a little something here for you. I got my book right here. The book you saw right there. Yes, I get that.
Hey.
It's called My 100 Homies and Phonies of Hollywood. And guess what? I'm gonna start doing a new one, and you will be a homie in that sucker.
Yes.
Okay? Yes.
I made the homie
We'll-
list.
we'll
This
be-
is dope.
Without a doubt. Come on. It's all. And you could do a book like this. All the encounters I had with celebrities.
Okay.
Be it one day I met him or I know him for years and stuff. So I wrote about it, and a lot of celebrities who in the book read it and remember the parts. Like, I remember that. So that, do you know some of the people on there? Who's some of the people on you can
Let's
recognize?
see. Oh,
Who we got?
I've known all of them. There's Chris,
Okay.
Pac, Aaliyah,
Okay.
M.
Okay.
Is that The Rock?
Yep.
Of course. Who's that at the top right? There's Tyson in the middle, Holly. Top right, Wendy?
There it is, right
Okay.
there. Okay, Wendy, yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I met them all and stuff. So good. And you get official Pierre's Panic Room shirt. right there.
You know green's my favorite color.
Is it really?
It is.
Oh wow,
Thank
that's
you.
it's actually the last green I have.
Oh, perfect. And you know I'm going to cut it up, crop it up. make
Come
it a
on,
little
do it
sexy.
right, man. Thank you
Hook
so
it
much,
up.
Les, for coming through. Okay, sweetie.
I love you,
No,
Pierre.
I love you too,
I'm so
sweetie. I
happy
appreciate
for
it.
you.
Thank you,
Thanks
baby
for
girl.
having me.
Y'all, it's another dope episode. Thank y'all so much for watching Pierre's Panic Room. Don't forget to hit the notification bell or the subscribe button. Make sure you do that, y'all. Thank y'all so much. We had a great Big Les. I've learned a lot about her. I hope y'all learned a lot about her. We'll be doing it another week, so just watch out, man. Thank you for supporting Pierre's Panic Room, and holla at your boy later. We out.
What's up, y'all? It's your favorite around the way girl, Big Les. And listen, I survived Pierre's Panic Room. I'm a G, of course I did.
Turn me up a little bit. Turn me up a little bit.
If you like that show, like, subscribe, and comment below. Hit the notification bell. Hit the subscribe button, man. We want you around. Appreciate it.